All right, guys, what's going on? So we got old Whitey at the car wash. If you're on this channel, you know that this can be a zen spot for many car enthusiasts. Just chill out, make your car look nice, and don't be fooled, you guys. I'm not that nice to this truck. Actually, I'm really behind on a lot of maintenance on this car. So coming up in a future video, we got new belts, a new alternator, a new fuel pump, fuel filter, all the fluids, the whole shebang. We need this thing to last. I need it for the business. We've been grinding all week. I got some new tools and a few other things I wanted to show you guys, run by on the channel, revisit the Audi project, and just hang out and have a good time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna wash the truck, then we'll get back to you. All right, so there she be, and you can see, yeah, I mean, it's an old truck, but to me, presentability is the name of the game. That's important. This thing has my business logo plastered all over it, and it's an old truck, but that doesn't mean you can't take pride in what you got and take care of it. So now that that's taken care of, let's get into the video.
I cannot really been addicted to you. All of my attention I've been giving to you.
Really quick right here too, you can see how nice this is coming out. I got a tiny bit more sanding to do. There's a little pinhole there and there, but this is coming along really nice. The JB weld is super easy to sand. All right, you guys, so one other thing that we have to address for the Audi TT is these little honeycomb inserts that go in the bumper. We're gonna use a Rust-Oleum plastic primer just because we can't really sand these very well. They're very intricate, so I actually put these in the dishwasher. Sorry, Mom. And then we're gonna use a Rust-Oleum enamel paint over the top just to kind of freshen them up. And then we'll talk about this Spray Max 2K Clear in a minute. We're not going to use this right away because it actually has a pot life, and this can will actually be enough to do the entire bumper. So I'm going to give you a closer look at these and then we'll get to work. All right, so on these bumper pieces, I'm just going to show you one, but you can actually see it's kind of rough. The black's starting to come off, so I did give these a really good cleaning. Made sure there was no dirt and debris on them. We're going to hit these with that plastic primer first just to make sure that the paint adheres really well. Then we can actually go over this with our black Rust-Oleum. And spray cans, no, it does not last. It's not UV resistant at all. That's why we're going to use that 2K over the top, and we'll talk about why we're going to use that in a minute, exactly how it works, where you can get it, all that good stuff. But that's essentially a professional grade clear coat in a can with UV protectants. Actually is a two-part paint, so even if we use the Rust-Oleum underneath just to kind of revive these a little bit, the 2K clear over the top is really going to protect this paint job, make sure it lasts a really long time. Like I said, this is just a Rust-Oleum plastic primer. We're going to put this down before our paint just to make sure it sticks really, really well, so we're going to give it a good shake. All right, so we got the primer applied to our plastic grill inserts. Now we're gonna hit it with this Rust-Oleum flat black enamel. It can be flat because we're gonna use that 2K clear right there over the top eventually. So let's just go ahead and get some black paint on these things. I think they're gonna look awesome. We're not gonna worry about full coverage right away. All right, you guys, I apologize. I'm out taking this customer's car for a test drive, and I had to record this. I don't know if you can see it very well. Flip you around. We got two bald eagles. God bless America. Woo-wee. Sometimes things don't like to come out. That's when you hit up the testosterone drawer. Be a mechanic, they said. It'll be so much fun. You're gonna absolutely love life. All right, guys, so we finally made it back in the shop, and I apologize, this video is actually a couple days late. Life's been kind of crazy in my world. So last time we talked about the shop, we were talking about getting it cleaned and organized, and you can see our stall over by our lift is getting better, but It's a vicious cycle, you guys, because I had a couple cars last week to work on, and then you kind of go backwards. So I'm heating up the wood stove. I just got out here, so still a little chilly, not too bad. Those clips that you saw, I was actually working on a Dodge Caravan. So that customer needed a couple things. You saw us install that EGR valve. What I didn't get on camera until after I was done was the wheel bearing, and this is kind of interesting, so I wanted to talk about it a little bit. You saw that clip of me replacing this wheel bearing, and I was pretty tired afterwards. It was about 30 minutes of just constantly pounding on this thing to get it where it's all corroded to come out, and you can see right there. This bearing was so bad that spinning it by hand, you could actually hear that the bearing was out, and then if you spin it, you could actually feel it. Of course, now you can't because I pounded the crap out of it. But what's interesting about this repair is this vehicle had an ABS light on, and what I was able to figure out is when I raised the vehicle on my lift, I went around and spun all the wheels individually, right? Because it's front wheel drive. So rear wheels aren't going to spin, obviously, unless you're driving around. So I was spinning by hand, and what I found was this wheel, which was the driver's rear, actually had no wheel speed signal. So I'd spin this one, and nothing would show up on the data list on the scan tool. So what happens a lot of times with these wheel hub assemblies is it's kind of hard to see because I pounded the crap out of it. But what happens is when the bearings start to break down, the grease will actually leak out of the bearing and onto the wheel speed sensor, and your wheel speed sensor reads on a tone wheel that catches the rotation of that wheel hub assembly, and if there's grease all over the sensor, it's not going to read right. So that is also indicative of a wheel bearing that is wearing out. So we fixed that, got that customer back on the road. Now we're back to cleaning and organizing. So I do want to unbox a few things, show you a couple tools we got, and then we're going to talk about some changes that are coming to the shop very soon. All right, so you can see we got a whole bunch of Amazon and eBay goodies to talk about here, along with some tools. So I'm gonna unbox all this stuff and then we'll talk about it. All right, so the first piece that we got is actually used. I picked this up on eBay, got a hell of a deal on it. It's for the Audi TT front bumper. So obviously the Audi is a European car, and this piece, you can see the tabs on the back, actually goes right in the center of the front bumper where a European license plate would go. You can see how that's shaped. Obviously we're in the US. This stupid piece of plastic was about 120 bucks if I ordered one new through Audi. So I was looking on one of the Facebook pages and somebody found this one used for like 60 bucks actually, which is still outrageous for a piece of plastic. But as we redo that front bumper, this piece was actually missing from ours. So we just had this ugly divot in the front. Obviously we're not going to have a European license plate. And you can see where those like casting marks and all those tabs are. Those were all just holes on this recessed rectangle on the front of the car. So don't care that it's red. We're going to repaint that denim blue, obviously, once we're done fixing it. And this will go on. So this was my first score. Free shipping, 60 bucks. Got it for about half price. The next two items I ordered with an Amazon gift card I got for Christmas. The first is just an assortment of little vacuum caps. And then the second box is actually just little barbed vacuum tees. These things are a lifesaver when you're fixing things like washer fluid lines, anything like that, little vacuum lines. These things are awesome. You see we got a couple different variants in there, vacuum tees, stuff like that. This is the kind of stuff that you're going to forget you need when you're doing a repair. You don't have it around the shop, so I like to have this stuff kind of in stock. I'm actually going to stick these on the shelf I made right between the garage doors. Keep all my easy access stuff, my portable air compressor, some brake clean. All this kind of stuff goes right here, so I have easy access to it when I'm fixing cars. All that kind of stuff is going to nickel and dime you to death when you own a business. You're going to forget that you need stuff like this. So I had the Amazon gift card. I went and took inventory and realized I need some more of those. I got my Lucas automatic fluid conditioner for the F-150. I said we're going to do a bunch of maintenance on that truck, and I actually used the last bottle I bought for a customer's car. So restocked on that. And then I just picked up a few tools, you guys. This is going to go in that previously mentioned testosterone drawer. It's just a pickle fork. Bought it from Runnings. Nice and cheap. Don't really care. I'm going to be beating on it. Then I also went and picked up a couple fuel line disconnect sets from Runnings as well. I got one of the metal sets, one of the plastic, you can see right there. I think I paid about 30 bucks for both of those. And if you bought that through Mac, Snap-on, Matco, it'd be about $120 set. Might get a few more sizes, but I like this because sometimes the metal ones work better, sometimes the plastic ones work better, and you don't really know until you're in there completing the job. So got that taken care of, just a few things to show you. The other thing that we recently got, and hopefully I'll have another detail so I can show you this soon, game changer, you guys. If you're doing any kind of automotive detailing, you absolutely need to buy a steamer. I bought one, revived some seats for a customer, man, I don't know where this thing has been my whole life. The steamer, no harsh chemicals, a lot less elbow grease. On top of that, I'm going to make a full video of my new line of detail products that I'm working on, and they're going to be 100% organic. This summer, I actually had like 2 weeks where I had to detail every single day, which is great. I like detailing cars as well as fixing them, but you end up using so many chemicals that I had a nasty cough for like a month, you guys. It's not good to breathe this stuff in, and if you can do it organically and not have to breathe in all those harsh chemicals, and now that I have that steamer that's just water, a lot less elbow grease. We'll get you a full video of that steam cleaner in action once I have another detail customer, but less elbow grease and less chemicals to breathe in, you guys, you can't really go wrong. I'm gonna get back to cleaning up the shop. I'm really hoping that now that I got the last piece of the puzzle for the Audi TT front bumper, that will be done really soon. In primer, at least very, very soon, we can order paint for the front bumper and for the whole car. So as always, you guys, if you enjoyed this video, drop me a comment down below, like and subscribe if you have not already. We're getting really close to 2,000 subscribers, you guys. Once we get to that 2,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing another tool giveaway just as a way to say thank you. So help us get there. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.